Hello and welcome to another Tales from a Professional Nerd. My name is BryanCPSteele and I will be your nerd today and any other day that you watch one of my silly little shows. Hello, how do you do? Let's just jump into it. Today's going to be a short day because I have got crazy amounts of pre-convention prep, but let's do the easy stuff. The week in Bryan. Professionally, we'll start there. It's all guns firing ahead. We got the convention next week. Had a very, very cool meeting with one of our licensors yesterday. Talked to we gave the what I honestly think will be the last round of real rules revisions to of Warzone Eternal to the playtest teams. It's just basically all engines full, moving forward to make cool stuff. So it's good. Painting wise, I finished up on a few things that you can see at Gen Con at the Evil Genius booth. In the exhibitor hall, we'll be displaying our various some various painted models, and I got a couple of them done myself. Including something that I'm looking at right now that I wish I could show you, but I can't because reasons. All right, so so the painting professional. Gaming, I've been playing a lot of Valheim, and I did have my the Waking Realms D&D game, the homebrew D&D game that I play in, where I'm the Capoeira cat monk. I mentioned, I think, if not last week, a couple weeks before, I mentioned that it really did seem like it really feels like this epic game, because we're like level 13 or 14 now. It's really coming to that sort of the world is ending, we can stop it kind of feel. And at the last session, the DM Micah, he actually asked us, where do you see kind of the ending of your character? What is your, you're all riding on this mega airship towards what could be the final battle, and if this was a TV show, like the vignettes, what are your characters doing, what are they thinking? That part of the movie where you see everybody's, what are they doing? The one guy who's like in deep thought, and the one guy who is drunk trying to forgetting his troubles and all that sort of thing. And so that was kind of cool to go through and discuss kind of what everybody has on their mind going into this situation that very well could be the end of everything, the end of us, or the what cements us as saviors of the universe. So it was cool. It was very neat, and I look forward to seeing how this kind of wraps up. It's been a long time since I've seen Curse of Strahd. When we were playing that, we got to the end of that, and that was a nice ending. It was dun dun dun. But this has been it's been a long time since I've seen the actual end of an epic homebrew campaign. So yeah, I'm excited. It'll be cool. And then we talked a little bit about what that gaming group will do afterwards. Do we want to do a couple of one shots? Do we want to try a system that we've never tried before? I might be able to talk them into letting me run a Evil Genius game for them, especially if we get all of our virtual tabletop stuff finalized with the company. That would be cool. I'd be all right with that. But yeah, so no, gaming's been pretty good. On the personal level, I have been going to the gym now 3 times a week. Now, mind you, it's only been for like 2 weeks. But I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better about it. I'm feeling better about going. I won't lie, being somebody who used to be in shape and potentially, how do I put this? I was an insufferable flirt. Hopefully sufferable. I don't know. And now that I'm, old and out of shape and whatnot, going to a college gym it's very hard to see, the youth that you no longer have all around you in extreme color. Like it's been in it has been, high definition. That being said, I'm getting better about not being so hard on myself and not being so wary of being in a public space and working out and trying to better myself. It has taken a lot of prodding and poking and help and support and advice from a lot of you guys. But there have been several voices in my inboxes on my Facebook that have really helped remind me that I'm not doing this to become some kind of poster boy Adonis. I'm doing this to be healthy so I can see my kids grow up and so I can go to a convention and walk a couple of blocks and not feel like I'm gonna die when I get there. Just overall, this is to help me feel better, be more healthy, and if I can like what I see in the mirror a little better as well, it's a plus. Yeah, so I think that's really it. Before we go into the topic today, keep in mind today this is the last video of July. So when we return, when we return in 2 weeks after Gen Con for the Gen Con review, I will do the comment raffle for this month. So get in there and get talking, tell your friends, get them talking, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to come back from Gen Con with some cool stuff to give away. I have a feeling. Yeah, so speaking of Gen Con, so next week, I'm going to be at Gen Con. I actually, Natalie drives me down on Tuesday to start to get checked in and get settled in with my company, with my boss, with the evil genius. And I'm there all the way until the following Monday morning. So like it's a long time for me to be away from home, away from the dogs, away from family and such. But Gen Con is always a busy, crazy show that I'm sure it will be fun. I'm sure it'll be a great time. I've already set up some after hours appointments and things, but I wanted to go ahead and give you guys kind of the tentative Bryan plan. I'll give you my schedule, let you know where I'm going to be, and a couple of things got added to the schedule that is I wasn't expecting. So that will be fantastic. If you want to try and come track me down, if you've got one of my products, I have lots of gold Sharpies to sign things. Yeah, so no, I'm really excited. It's gonna be a good show. And yes, it is going to be a long stretch, but it's always worth it. You come back from the show, and yes, it's exhausting, and yes, you've kind of mental overload, and yes, I'm losing roughly a week worth of working on projects and stuff. But the good news is I've got a lot of really good writers and designers and things that are working under me on some of my projects, and I know that while I'm gone, they're going to be kicking a lot of ass on those projects without me. So Not to mention, I will have access to my Discord and everything, and email, and I'll be able to do stuff, just not to the same degree as that I do in the studio every day. All right, so let's start things off. I'm just going to basically give you the rundown. First off, I do want to show you this. So these, I mentioned before, the Evil Genius merch. That several of them are they're special. And if you look, this one comes with the player feat of cocked die. Once per player's long rest, reroll a d20. So, yes, technically, I guess it's an optional rule, but one of the things that we do, especially in our convention games or through the organized play games that is being worked on, where currently we got ourselves an amazing organized play director, and he is putting together the program of how that's going to be. So, I guess before I go on a tangent, if you are a game store owner, or if you have a local game store, or if you're the kind of person that loves to run things like Adventure League and Shadowrun missions and like organized consecutive gaming type things, send me your info, and I will get that in front of our organized play director. Get you on the list. I don't know when it's going to go live. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to put any facts down, but just know that we are putting it together. We have an amazing guy who's putting it together, who's done a lot of organized play stuff for another very, very large company that I'm not going to mention who it is, but it's a lot. He's run like 1,000+ games for that particular company, and that's not exaggeration. Like, literally, he has a pin badge that's like, dude, 1,000 games. But he's heading up the organization. It's going to be really, really cool. And so if you want to be a part of that, if you want to do Everyday Heroes, Kong, if you want to do those games and build up the audience and really kind of be on the forefront of all the cool stuff that's going to come out for it, get me your info, or pay attention to here, because when we get the thing finalized, I'm obviously going to be shouting it out here on the channel. But one of the things that we've done at the convention events and stuff is we sell our merch. We've got hats and shirts and hoodies and all that kind of stuff. Well, any of the player stuff, technically the GM stuff too, but that stuff's not for sale. The player stuff have these special player feats, and so if I were to wear this shirt to an official Evil Genius event where we are using the optional rules, then I basically add this fun little reroll to my character once per long rest, because I'm supporting the company. It's a cute thing. Shadowrun did it with their Shadowrun mission stuff. I know that there are other games that do similar things, but this is the first one that I've ever seen it's straight up printed on the product, where it's like, no, it's cool that you're repping the shirt and we love it. However, you also have this cool thing. So I think that's going to be very fun, and we're going to have those at Gen Con too. We're going to have those at the booth for people to purchase. So if you are someone who is going to be playing in an Evil Genius event, you may want to swing by and maybe grab a t-shirt, give yourself a reroll. That's what I'm saying. I will be wearing these during show hours pretty much all the time, in order to be recognizable as Evil Genius staff, to be comfortable, and also to differentiate myself from if I were to be there working for any other company. Like, this is that way, that there's no question this is who I'm with. It's gonna be long hours, but good hours, and we're gonna go through that right now. So I arrive on Tuesday. This is my general schedule. I arrive on Tuesday, and Tuesday is just kind of check-in, social day. I'm supposed to meet with some of my fellow designer industry friends Tuesday night. to have like, dinner, drinks, and just really have kind of the pre-Gen Con. All right, next couple days is crazy event. Wednesday's booth setup. We're going to be setting up the booths. We actually have two booths, technically a booth in a room. We've got the exhibitor booth in the exhibition hall. And then we also have our auxiliary room that's actually over in the JW Marriott, the big fancy hotel that's, just on the other side of the street there. It is the Whitehall Ballroom, I believe is what it's called, Whitehall. Obviously, we're going to have our banners up. We're going to have, a whole desk. I'm actually going to be at the auxiliary room a lot. Dave and Ivis, our convention organizer, thought that it would make more sense for me to be there, kind of boots on the ground, talking to the people, watching the adventures being played, making sales, that kind of stuff over the JW. So I'll be there quite a bit. In fact, after we get everything set up, and then Wednesday night we have what do we have? Wednesday night we have we've got our big corporate dinner with all the GMs and everything. So that'll be fun. I get to meet. I met some of them at Origins already, but I'll get to meet some of the new ones. Then on Thursday, my Thursday morning starts really early, so I won't be out very late Wednesday. My Thursday morning, I have to be over at the JW at the Aux booth at like 7:30 or 8 in the morning to help the GMs check in and get everything ready for their games. But then at Thursday, I've got a stretch. I've got a chunk of time where I will be heading over to the exhibition hall between 10:30 and 2 is a combination of my lunch and getting to go, see people, shake some hands, kiss some babies, go grab some artists' cards, this is basically my exhibition hall stuff. My hopes, there is apart from doing what I knew I was going to be doing already, it sounds like I'm going to be doing a short online interview for my stuff with Catalyst, with my writing for so like my novel stuff with them. I'm supposed to meet up with them to record a quick video, and then so Gen Con's always crazy because it's so big and it's such a crazy rush and everybody's piled in there. But Thursday there is one particular thing that I really am going to try and get my hands on early, so that way they don't run out. I don't have to worry about it. It's done. I can get it back to my hotel room. I need to swing past the Renegade Games booth to pick up a handful of contributor copies, because I've got several books coming out over at Renegade at Gen Con. And then I actually want to swing by the Forge World booth. There is a model that, yes, I know it's overpriced for a tiny little piece of resin. No question there. But it's worse when you have to pay shipping on it. So I'm going to try and run over there real fast, just grab it and go. And then I'm back over to the auxiliary room until the end of the day, until the end of my day, which ends at like 5:30. Because that night I've got a fancy business dinner that I have to go to for the licensors. It's actually related to Warzone Eternal. We have a fancy dinner to meet with to chit chat with the cool license folk. We love those guys, and anytime we get an opportunity to socialize with them, it's always nice. So Alex and I Rick, if he can make it, we're all gonna pop over there and get a chance to see them, say hi, talk a little bit about how things are going with the Kickstarter fulfillment, getting the backer kit set up, and all that stuff. Friday's just a regular business day. I get there in the morning. I'll be at the auxiliary hall all day, other than my lunch break, but I will be there all day. So if you need me for any reason on Friday, you should be able to find me at the Whitehall Ballroom. Friday night, it sounds like there are a handful of people trying to get together to play some Warzone Eternal. So that is the hope that we'll be able to find some open gaming tables and throw some minis down. I'm bringing all my starter sets, so big plus there. And then Saturday's another weird day for me for multiple reasons. I start the day at the auxiliary ballroom again. Have my same lunch break as before, but then I actually work a little bit later. I work at the hall all the way to like 7:30, which means I'm actually going to be there for the beginning of the Highlander event, which is cool. I can't wait I'm going to take some pictures of that, and I'm sure I'll post those up in my Gen Con review. I'm excited about that. That's gonna be super rad, is seeing all those people playing the Highlander role-playing game. And then Saturday night is actually we have for those of you who remember the Warzone Eternal Kickstarter or who paid attention to it, we had some of the backer levels get a private audience, have basically dinner and a game chat with the designers, with me and Alex, and we are going to have the first of those those high roller backer level parties or cocktail dinner things Saturday night. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm sure we'll take pictures with them and all that stuff. But I am going to say that we're going to, I don't want to say pressure them. That's we are going to advise them, or maybe urge them to, with any pictures they take or anything like that, to go ahead and post that stuff, whatever they manage to squeak out of us. Maybe they can put that up on socials, so that'll be cool. And then Sunday morning, it is bright and early. We all know how Sunday works, and then at some point during no, is it Sunday? I think I have my. Hang on, I'm actually going to look that up. I think because I've got one more unscheduled cool thing that is happening, and it might be Saturday, it might be Sunday. I don't remember. Yes, it is also on Saturday during my lunch break. Technically, I will be from 11 to noon at the Catalyst Game Labs booth. We're going to be doing novel signings. So I will be there, gold Sharpies in tow, to do any kind of signings. Now, technically, I believe it is supposed to be just my Shadowrun novels and any of the role-playing books that I might have done. But I'm sure if you get in line for a signing and you have other products that you want signed, you'll know for a fact that I'll be there in that time, and I'll have Sharpies on me. So if there's something you really actually want to get in front of me to get, that's the time. 11 to noon on Saturday at wherever the Catalyst Game Labs signatures are taking place. Which I actually need to find that out. I think it's at their booth, but we'll see. And then Sunday is wrap up. So is the you take the time to everybody's kind of wrapping up and finishing up, getting their last little events in, and then I'm actually done at the auxiliary hall at 2. What's my calendar say? I'm done at the hall from 2:30. So then from 2:30 to 4 ish, I'll probably be over at the exhibition hall, get my kind of last rounds in, saying hi to everybody, whatever. Then they close up the shop, and then we break down the booths, and then that's the end of Gen Con 2023. We'll have our staff wrap up dinner Sunday night, where we all kind of relax, have a few drinks, and talk about all the cool stuff that happened. And then I pack up Monday morning and come back to here to never stopping. But yeah, so that's my Gen Con in a nutshell. I've got a couple of cool things during that time, some cool meetings and stuff that I can't talk about. But overall, while I won't lie and say that I'm going to be kind of sad that I don't get as much time in the exhibition hall side of things as I would like, and that I'm going to be at our auxiliary room for most of the show, it is probably going to be pretty cool to really, as my first Gen Con as Evil Genius staff, like full staff, as the producer of science fiction games, I think that it might be kind of cool to get that kind of concentrated blast of Evil Genius, if that makes any sense. Really being there at ground zero, helping people get to know the game, being surrounded by it. I think that it's going to be, it should be a lot of fun. And I'm going to bring my handy dandy notebook, where I'm going to be thinking about game stuff, and I'm sure I'll be working when I'm not working. We all know how that goes. But it should give me, excuse me, it really should give me an opportunity to fully realize the role I've got in the company, and the role that we have in the gaming community. It'll be nice to see, to get that feel of, are a lot of our players younger? Are a lot of our players, older and nostalgia players? Are, is it, do we have suddenly cosplayers that show up, oh wow, there's a lot of people that love this particular license or whatever. It's just going to be really nice for me to be able to focus on our events and our event space. Yeah, so no, I'm very excited, and yes, there's lots of cool other stuff that I'll be doing, but I am super pumped to be there as a higher staff member of Evil Genius, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I could be rambling. Not enough caffeine today, perhaps. Maybe I'm just a little exhausted from going to the gym. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, it's going to be a great show. I do hope, if you can't make it there, if you just don't go to Gen Con, or you're too far away, or it's not a show that you can do, I highly suggest staying on socials, being involved, get into the comment thread. We're going to talk about stuff. When I come back, in 2 weeks, I'll do a video that's just specifically about my Gen Con experience. It should be a lot of fun, and I look forward to telling you more about it. So without holding you up too much on this fine day, please be safe. Get vaccinated, get boosted, wear a mask if you have to. Wash your hands, wash your damn hands. That's rule number one. And just try and leave every space that you enter, every room you come into, a little happier than when you got there. But as always, have a good time, and go play some games. We will see you in 2 weeks. For those of you who are going, happy Gen Conning.